What's up, folks? CaptShambles here, and some more Star Wars discussion today. I've always been really curious of why Yoda told Luke that he would be the last Jedi when Yoda passed away. Um, if you think back to Rebels, Yoda knows about Ahsoka, he knows about Ezra, he knows about Kanan, um, and you think back to Empire Strikes Back. He even tells Obi-Wan once when Obi-Wan says, that boy's our last hope. He tells Obi-Wan, no, there's another. Fast forward to Return of the Jedi. He tells Luke, when dead I am, the last of the Jedi you will be. It's kind of weird because I don't think that really makes a whole lot of sense in the grander universe. And I tried to kind of wrap my head around this. That maybe George Lucas didn't think that far ahead. Maybe the studio didn't want that many Jedi to be roaming around taking the thunder from Luke and especially Mark Hamill, um, because he was the hero. And Vader was the villain. Of course, he had Palpatine. But I just don't know. It's weird because if you look at the overall canon, you had Rebels, you had Ahsoka, you had Kanan, you had Ezra, and you had all these characters that are Jedi, and they're doing things for the Republic. They're fighting Vader, they're fighting the Inquisitors, and you have Obi-Wan on Tatooine, you have Yoda on Dagobah, and it's like these Jedi never existed. And we know that Ezra meets Obi-Wan on Tatooine right before his big fight with Darth Maul, or Maul. He's not Darth Maul anymore because he's not a Sith. He's just Maul. We know that Ezra met Obi-Wan. We know that Ezra met Yoda and Ahsoka as well. Also um, has sees Yoda waving to her as well in Rebels. It's just kind of confusing to me all these years that why did Yoda tell Luke he was the last of the Jedi? Why did Obi-Wan say that Luke was the last hope? I'm gonna go with the fact that George Lucas never thought ahead. That in fact that was that was the trilogy. That was the set of movies that it was gonna be over. Hey, they win, boom, bada bing, done. And I don't think George ever expected to have an expanded Star Wars universe. I could be wrong, but I mean, is there any other explanation? Is there a lore out there that kind of explains this little contradiction? But even that, go back to Empire Strikes Back. If they're referring to Leia, that still means that there's another Jedi, right? I mean, that would mean that Leia is also a Jedi. So why not just tell Luke, you by the way, your sister's a Jedi. Get her. You both go to the Death Star and do your thing. Just a thought. I mean, just imagine if Luke could have gone to the Death Star with Ezra, and Ahsoka. Things would have been differently. Maybe Vader would have not thrown Palpatine over, and they could have just, defeated him, and Anakin could have lived. But we, but we get an episode in the series that pretty much Luke is the last Jedi. Um, and it's so strange. It's so weird. And if you look at the Mandalorian, what Ahsoka Tano says to Din Djarin, she says, "There's not many of us left." You just think we spent our whole childhoods thinking that Order 66 wiped out all but two Jedi, right? Now, when I watched the original trilogy, I said, "Oh, Luke's, he's the only Jedi left." When I watched the prequel trilogy, I said, "Oh man, all the Jedi got wiped out." But then, boom, there's Ezra, there's Kanan Jarrus, there's Ahsoka Tano. Well, she's not really a Jedi, but she is. Grogu, Cal Kestis. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments below what you think. Was Lucas just not planning for an expanded universe? Was he not counting on more movies in the future? I mean, I think he was. I mean, I've heard him talk about it, the prequels. I've heard him talk about it. But at this point, I'm just not sure if he was seriously like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll do the prequel trilogy, later on. Because if he was, and he had any idea that the prequel trilogy would happen, that Star Wars Rebels would happen, that the sequel trilogy would happen, I think he would have gone about that story differently. I think you would have seen more Jedi. Or the studios got involved and Mark Hamill is our Jedi. Vader, Mark Hamill as Luke. Vader is the villain. Palpatine is like the overlord. No other Jedi's. The ruler too is simple. Palpatine and Vader. But it's always bugged me. Always bugged me. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this, and if I'm off or completely wrong. If there's lore out there, let me know the lore behind this. I'm super curious. It's always bugged me. I'm CaptShambles for more Star Wars information, news, theories, all that great stuff. Keep it right here on the channel, guys. Hit that notification bell to become part of the Captain's Crew Notification Squad. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, and Merry Christmas, and may the Force always be with you. Later, guys. Bye-bye.